something years. Bible ain't changed.
I was about to say.
They just give me the same version all the time.
Was the same one who poured perfume on the Lord and wiped his feet with her hair. So the sisters sent word to Jesus, Lord, the one you love is sick. When he heard this, Jesus said, this sickness will not end in death. No, it is for God's glory, so that God's Son may be glorified through it. Now Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. So when he heard that Lazarus was sick, he stayed where he was 2 more days. And then he said to his disciples, let us go back to Judea. But Rabbi, they said, a short while ago the Jews were trying to stone you, and yet you are going back? Jesus answered, are there not 12 hours of daylight? Anyone who walks in the daytime will not stumble, for they see by this world's light. It is when a person walks at night that they stumble, for they have no light. After he had said this, he went on to tell them, our friend Lazarus is falling asleep, but I am going there to wake him up. His disciples replied, Lord, if he sleeps, he will get better. Jesus had been speaking of his death, but his disciples thought he meant natural sleep. So then he told them plainly, Lazarus is dead, and for your sake I am glad I was not there, so that you may believe. But let us go to him. Then Thomas, also known as Didymus, said to the rest of the disciples, let us also go, that we may die with him. That's today's scripture reading from John chapter 11, verses 1 through 16.
Let's pray. Father, teach us to act on what we do know about you and your goodness, and trust you in faith for what we don't know. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement is provided by our Daily Bread Ministry.
Okay, we are back. Never can get too much of James Cleveland. Okay, you can't get too much of that. Good afternoon, everybody. You're listening to Praise 96.5. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is our little show. We call it Decisions because, well, everything you do requires you to make one. And even when you don't make one, well, you just made one. We got a guest for a few minutes here. Everybody, if you haven't heard of Hope Inspired Ministries, I don't know where you've been, but they've been around for about 12 years or so. And it is exactly as it's entitled. They give hope to people who need it, and that's a lot of us. But my guest this afternoon is a young man named Cameron Sheffield. He's the DYS site director of Hope Inspired Ministries. And if you don't know what DYS is, that's where your kids go when they don't want to be kids anymore, but they ain't old enough to be grown. But they try to do kids. They try to do grown stuff when they really not old enough and they get in trouble. Well, that's why we send them out there. Hopefully, to remotivate them and change their thinking. And Hope Inspired Ministries is out there to show them there is a way. That there is a way to live your life at least best you can anyway. And they are part of. Now, just make sure we have intellectual honesty. I'm on the board of Hope Inspired Ministry. That's because I beg. But I don't have any expertise in the things that they do. But I appreciate it because I'm learning from those people out there and people like Cameron and people like that. And he's the site director. And the site director is sort of like it's like a. If I can only put it in military terms. He's like a company commander out there. Okay, company commander. And John Bowen is like the battalion commander. Okay, so he if you want to know what I'm saying. Okay, or like he's a manager of another branch. Okay, is that right? Is that about right?
You got it.
Okay, something like that. Anyway, and that's the DYS branch out there. So what goes on? So tell us a little bit about who are you, how long you've been doing this, and why did you get involved with Hope Inspired Ministries?
Thank you for having us on, Kevin, and for the kind words for Hope Inspired Ministries and your service there on the board. Love talking about Hope Inspired Ministries, what we do in Montgomery, and specifically at the Department of Youth Services. We've been out there for about 3 years, going on 4. I've been with Hope Inspired Ministries as a volunteer since 2020. Got involved during the COVID time. I was in full-time correctional ministry at the time and was out of the prisons and wanted to kind of serve that same community. So I got invested with Hope Inspired Ministries as a volunteer and as a mentor. Fell in love with it like most people do, and an opportunity came up to join the staff back in July of last year as a site director at the Department of Youth Services. Uh, it was an easy decision to make to go out there, but we just want to pour into the lives of those. I call them young men. A lot of them are still boys, but we're working to make young men out of them and inspire them, give them some hope.
Okay, I don't know who this is on the phone, but hopefully, maybe somebody want to talk to. Good afternoon. Hello. Okay, well, I must have lost him. Sorry about that. What the mission of Hope Inspired Ministries and what you do? What is your ultimate goal out there? What's a success for you?
Yep, and the campus at DYS is a little bit different than our, Montgomery campus or Birmingham campus, Lowndes County, because we are what I like to refer to, a correctional setting. So when a young man comes through our class, he may finish Hope Inspired Ministries program and graduate. But unlike in Montgomery, where we send them directly onto a job in employment, that young man does not have that opportunity. But the opportunity that it does present is we still get to continue to pour into him in other ways. We have extracurricular activities that we can do. We have students who are now beginning Trinum online courses. We have a hands-on where we can teach electrical, manufacturing, hospitality, tourism. So there's other things that we can throw at them to keep them engaged, give them some more skills, some more knowledge, kind of open their mind up to, hey, I may enjoy, doing this. I may enjoy doing IT. So, I like to refer to it as they can never leave there, with enough tools in their toolbox. We want to just keep equipping them to help them be where they want to be.
What is the age limit at DYS? Do you know the students?
Most of our students have either completed high school or are working towards their GED. We range anywhere from 16 to 21.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So after 21, I don't guess you stay out there. You got to go to the big house.
You got to go somewhere, but you can't stay there. Hopefully, the big house. That's a success story.
Okay.
Kevin, is keeping them from the big house.
From the big house.
So I think anytime we can do that, that's a success.
Mm-hmm. We always need people to pour in to our young folks. And I'm going to assume that you need the same help out there that we do on Colleton Boulevard, we do in Coleman, place like that. You can always use some donations. You can always use people coming out, talking to these kids, because kids sometimes think that they're the only one ever been through what they've been through. And all of us have a story. So how, if somebody wanted to pour into those kids out there, and while you got a captive audience, sometimes that's the best way to talk to them. And they're there, they're in the room, and if you don't touch but one, you made a difference in the world.
Right. And we welcome volunteers at DYS. We love to have people, a specialty in, real estate or finances or construction, any business owner or professional, to come out and speak to them. They need to see someone who's been successful and made it. Someone who, even in my situation, what led me to correctional ministry was, I had some bumps in the road. I had a drinking issue from the time I was a teenager until 10 years ago. So that's kind of what led me there. So I like to use my experiences, to help them as well. So anything positive, we just want to pour positive in. There's enough negative, going around the youth today that we want to put something positive in front of them. So we do welcome volunteers, and I can give my number out later for those who may be interested in coming out. And
you can give it out now.
My cell number is 334-207-6538. Would love to get anyone who's interested set up to come out and speak to the young men, maybe teach a lesson. Like I said to you earlier, I have a student right now who's interested in radio, so I'd love to have you come out and kind of give him a quick overview of what it takes to be on the radio. Uh, I told him I was going to be on this afternoon, and some have radio, so shout out to my DYS crew out there if you're listening.
Okay, what's his name?
We'll just
First name.
we'll just let him.
Okay.
Be there, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we want to make sure we give the brother some props.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever the case may be. So you've been with. How long have you actually been with him for particularly?
I've been volunteering since 2020. Came on
Okay.
staff last July. So.
Okay. What in your experience with the youth out there? What is the biggest problem that they face today? In your mind?
You know, the biggest challenge that I see is a lack of education.
And education is free. I mean, you don't
Right.
have to pay for it. So what is that? Do you believe our education facilities are failing our students, not from a political standpoint, but it's free and doesn't cost anything, and you can't really do much without it. So why wouldn't people finish school?
Well, it's a decision they make. You know, you talk about
Decision.
these shows decisions.
Yeah.
You know, a child at 12, 13 years old has a decision to make. Am I going to get up and go to school today, or am I going to stay and run the neighborhood? And
What
do
what
those
wor-
things?
what world is that where they got a choice?
I think I've met a lot of them that have made that choice.
Yeah, they made the choice, but I don't know if they actually had it was, shoot, man, if I did not be in the bed my own coming if I'm still in the bed telling I ain't going to school today. Anyway, but people who have a story, these kids need to hear it. Because everybody thinks that they're the only people in the whole wide world going through what they've been through. And no, every last one of us, you know, the only difference is who's going to tell your story, you or somebody else. And I think people out here who are listening to us, especially retired people, you got nothing else to do than you. You need to go out there and call Cameron or come over to the place on Coliseum Boulevard, and we need you to come and pour into some of these people. And these are not bad people. These are just people who, like you and me, given the wrong thing happen, a car accident or whatever the case may be. And some people have people in their life that die, and they have a hard time doing it. It just affects them in a sort kind of way. And sometimes you can go so far down that it's hard to get back up on your own. And so if you guys out there have a story that you can tell some of these kids, if you just change one life out there. One guy said, well, I didn't know everybody went through that. I'm not the only one that went through that. I was telling my son a little while ago, one thing about the military, everybody goes through basic training. Now, if you can't cut basic training, you ain't gonna worry about the rest of it. But everybody, regardless of whether you got 4 stars or sergeant major of the Army, every last one of us went through basic training. And all of us as human beings are gonna have things we have to go through. Okay. You're not the only person. You know, we need you to pour into some of these people, because what you say to them today, or when you go out there, may change them. That may make the difference in being on the newspaper or being the president of their own company. Okay, they have to know that it's not easy. Anything that's worth having is not easy, but it is. Someone said, Lord didn't say it was easy, but said it's possible. And anything is possible. But you just got, sometimes you got to man up. I know that's maybe politically incorrect there. But sometimes you just got to man up, or woman up, whichever one. Yeah. Y'all got boys and girls out there?
Only males.
Okay. There got to be some girls who do some bad things, right there.
There's another place for
Oh,
them.
another place for that. Okay. Well, I just want to make sure that you get some DYE going on, EID, or whatever it's called, whatever it's called out there. So anyway, give your number, do it slowly so people can one more time understand.
Sure, it's 334-207-6538, or you may email me at csheffield, SHEFFIELD @hopeinspiredministries.org.
And you don't. I'm going to assume you don't have to be from Montgomery to come out there and talk. You can be some surrounding areas or wherever you are. Our signal carries a little ways, but we really do need you guys. You know what? there's a light that comes on in some of these kids' eyes when they finally realize that they are in control of their life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've all been kids before,
Mhm.
and I can't speak for anybody but myself that, as a teenager, 16, 17 years old, I knew it all, had all the
Yeah, me
answers,
too. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
but now when you look back and say, man, I wish I'd have known then what I know now. So
Mhm.
the kids need wisdom, they need guidance, they
Mhm.
need positive influences, and you know, you never know what kind of impact you can make until you take time to
That's right.
stop and,
And
help.
people my age, honestly, you don't have a whole lot to do unless you're working still, which is cool. But why just sit at home and watch TV like me? Why not get out there and go out there and talk to some of these kids at DYS or Hope and Strike Ministries on college? I mean, let somebody hear your story. They gotta hear it. It's the ammunition that they need in order to understand that just because you're headed this way doesn't mean you can't turn around. You can make, because I'm like you. I should, okay, I don't normally tell people this, but the statute of limitations is over. So listen, I'm from South Bend, Indiana, and I used to go down the street and say, who's got a 10 speed with no chain on it? I just go up there and borrow it. I just go up there and borrow it. And there, but by the grace of God, would have been me in jail in DYS, but somehow the good Lord steered me clear of that, and I never gave the guy's bike back, but pretty sure he's driving the car now. So I got so we all do stupid things when we're young. We all do stupid things, and if we're blessed and highly favored, we get an interdiction, and that interdiction is by people like you, Hope Inspired Ministries, because you guys really make a difference out there. John Bowman, who's the executive director, and all the folks who work out there. And we need mentors. We need people to grab these people by the hand and say, hey, I'm here if you need to talk. If you need to, if anything's going on in your life, you don't know how to deal with, once a week, we have, at least I know it out here in Coliseum. Do y'all do that out there? Do you have mentors out there?
We try to have mentors out there, a little bit, different situation.
Yeah.
It's easy to come and go, but really just a lot of these kids just need someone present.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
to show, hey, I love you, I care about you. And we don't ask you to take them home and raise them. We just an hour a week, can make a huge difference in one of these young boys' lives.
Mm-hmm. Well, the name of the organization is Hope Inspired Ministries. HIM, Hope Inspired Ministries, and you are the ministers. Okay, we're all ministers, whether we want to be or not. Some of us have got good sermons, some of us not so much a good sermon. But our lives tell a story. One way or that, it tells either a good one, a bad one, or a confused one. But your life tells a story. But we need you, because we talk a lot about how these kids. Listen, I'm not blaming kids for the trouble they get in. I'm blaming us because somewhere along the line, we as a culture, we as a society failed them. Whether we let them be too promiscuous, whether we've been too permissive in the things we allow them to do. We haven't really taught them the difference between right and wrong, or things of that nature. But so it's on us, and they pay the cost. They pay the cost with their lives. Sometimes they pay the cost with their education. It is so. Since we're responsible for this, either directly or indirectly, we're responsible for changing it. We got to be, because they're not going to be, because they don't have the wisdom and knowledge that we do. So either way it goes, we're responsible for the culture by which we have created in this country. For all of these young men are just in all kinds of trouble, and it's up to us to move them out. Now, I've often said that the first place to start is with your own kids. Okay, I understand. I got two boys, and I put them through some junk too, but they've never been in trouble because regardless of whatever my relationships are, I always, always, always have a relationship with my kids, and that's what it takes. You don't need a brand new car, you don't need the latest Jordans, but you do need to be there. And it's not too late right now. If your child is part of the system, to go out there and hug them and say, listen, when you get out of here, we're gonna straighten this up. I'm gonna show you a different world. Okay. Easy to say, hard to play. I understand that. But Mama Lisa say, nothing beats a failure but a try. And so what we're doing, we're asking you folks out there, especially on this station. See, now everybody on this who listen to this station, I think they kind of like Christians. I say kind of like because I don't really know. Um, but we have an obligation. We have an obligation to help Cameron and Hope Inspired Ministries to go on and just talk to them. Just talk to them. Pick out a day and call Cameron up and see what day he got available for. You ain't got to give him an hour. And maybe y'all can get together and come out there. A couple of you guys come out there and tell your stories to them. They need to hear. They need to hear more than I have because right now we are having family reunions in prison. Okay, not a good thing. Not a good thing. So it's our fault, and I am part of our fault. Okay. I would imagine I probably could have done more in my life with kids. Maybe not.
What's funny, Kevin, is always, I was in the adult facilities and was invited to participate in the youth facilities, and I was like, man, I've never been one of those kids. And then the first time I went, the old heartstrings were tugged on a little bit. I had thought to myself, these boys here, they could be those men in prison if we don't help them where they're at right now and catch them, as John Bowman likes to say, catch them going upstream. So,
yeah. Well, I got to take a break. We'll come back and we'll have a couple last words with Cameron, and we'll come back. Uno momento. All right. So we'll be back. You're listening to WMGY 96.5 FM. We'll be back.
Oh, so is the whole station right out this one room here?
This is one. This is the station over there.
I mean, the 96.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh God! My soul!
How many people that have like you that come in and do a show? Is a lot of it syndicated?
Most are syndicated. Well, in the morning we have Pastor Richard Stewart, and then me in the afternoons. Yeah, that's about it. That I know of. I only come on during my time. I'm antisocial. Not really.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
I talk to everybody.
We offer first-time parents and moms and dads of a child under age 10.
Yeah, they're so secretive about things out there.
Yeah.
Can't tell names.
All at no cost. We're here to help. For more information or to enroll, call 334-272.
I guess your privacy and all that stuff.
They actually get off pretty good because once they leave there,
On
most of their crimes are expunged or adjudicated. So, if they get out and go do a background check somewhere, it's clear.
He made a profound impact on our
Good.
and
Everybody needs a second chance. Sometimes in this country, we're not really this. I mean, I know people do dumb things, but there's nobody that can look in the mirror and say, I'm done something.
Most of those kids out there, they're ain't got it.
Good going out
And they don't. I mean, I was going to school 6th, 7th grade.
on behalf of the family of PPP Williams, thank you. Your grace and compassion extended to our family will never be forgotten.
Storms are now long gone, but we have another opportunity for severe weather this weekend. Between now and then, I think it is a quiet but breezy Thursday with some sunshine returning, taking us into the seasonal 60s. Overnight tonight, some upper 30s will be chilly compared to where we've been as of late, but are very seasonal for the middle of February. Highs on Valentine's Day with mostly sunny conditions are in the mid 60s, but showers and storms could ramp up as we head late into your Saturday evening and overnight.
Decision with Kevin Elkin on Praise 96.5 FM, WMGY.
Okay, we are back. I hope everybody's doing well out there. Make sure I get my. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, make sure I get this all going on together here. So hopefully everything's doing okay for everybody out there right now. Let me make sure I turn. Oh, there we go. Oh, I always have to turn. I gotta get my buttons correct sometimes. Anyway, so one more time, tell people who you are, where they can reach you out, and you can tell them, give your last hurrah, and tell them how they can help you.
Yeah, once again, Hope Inspired Ministries. We have a site at the Alabama Department of Youth Services where we get to pour into the lives of those young men on a daily basis, teaching soft skills, life skills, anything that they need, any challenges they have, any barriers that they may have, we try to help them eliminate those so that when they are released, that they have a clean slate, that they can find gainful employment, not only find it but keep it and make a career, but also make better decisions, make better life choices, so that they don't return to that same environment. And it's a blessing to be able to do it. Not always easy, but the rewards are great. But like we talked about earlier, volunteers are always welcome. You can reach me once again at 334-207-6538. If you have a story to share with the youth, if you have a skill or a gift, we would love to have you share that with them. I don't think there's anything positive that we can give them that is a waste of time. So, and one other thing I want to mention, something exciting that's coming to Montgomery, April the 12th, for Hope Inspired Ministries. We will be hosting a professional wrestling event at Flatline Church over on Lower Tumpka Road.
And that's Pastor Rembrandt?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's Pastor Dwayne. And what we'll be doing there is having a recruitment event. We have a new class starting the last week of April. So we want to invite the community out. I like to call it wrestling. You know, it's not wrestling.
That's a good Southern thing.
Yeah,
wrestling.
Good Southern thing. But it's a favorite of a lot of people. But we'll be doing that April the 12th down at Flatline, partnering with Hope Wrestling Ministries out of Georgia. Looking to have a big day there, and also probably have another event over the weekend too. So kind of a weekend of hope between Hope Inspired Ministries and Hope Wrestling Ministries. Hopefully can do something for the boys out there. Got our fingers crossed.
Okay, and if you want to get involved with our regular Hope Inspired Ministries, which is located on 145 Coliseum Boulevard, and their number is 334-649-4330. But if you specifically want to get involved with the kids out there at DYS, you can reach Cameron here, and this number again is 334-207-6538. And if you can't remember that, you can't get a pencil, text me or something, I'll make sure you get that number. Cameron, thank you for coming by. Tell John you did a wonderful job, and I'll send you the tape. So
All right.
yeah, so you don't have to.
Thank you for having us, Kevin.
Yeah, approved. So we'll take a little break, and we'll be back. Uno momento. Okay, well, un momento. Yeah, somebody told me to stop saying uno, because it's not uno. it's un momento. Okay. Well, I have to let you know I went to sleep in that class. We'll be back.
All right, man. I enjoyed it.
20 wonderful years. Got slim.
Well, thank you,
I
sir.
appreciate it, man.
Come on, sit.
Yeah.
And for somebody tonight listening to me wherever you are, when you hear this record, I don't know what you'll be going through. But there's somebody in here that can tell you when the low gets the worst. I wish I had some church with me. When the night gets the darkest, that's God's good time. That's when He steps in.
Alrighty then, we are back. Thank you guys for tuning in. It is 4:36 in the afternoon. We got something we're going to talk about. Yesterday I was started to get on these judge things. Because we got a bunch of judges down there. We got any men judges left down there? Oh, we just got all women. I don't know. Looks like women are taking over the whole doggone world. I don't know what's up with that. I mean, good Lord made men to lead women not to lead men, but somehow we got it backwards. Not that women can't, not that women can't lead. I had a NCOIC in the military. Of course, I always gave her the blues. She started crying, so I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't want to go to war with you. If you're gonna start crying, I did give her that. I did give her the blues. I really did. She couldn't hardly do nothing. She couldn't pick up nothing. She was too weak, but she had the stripes on her collar, so I had to. At least I had to pretend to do what she was telling me to do. Anyway, good afternoon. So what we were talking about yesterday, before my preacher comes in, a lot of the same people are committing a lot of the same crimes. Who've been to jail in Montgomery, who are either been to jail or been in jail, or who are on or what do you call that? Not parole, but they're on bond and out. And I'm just wondering why judges do that. Why do they allow the same people to 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 walk around our streets when when they ought to be in jail? And the only way to do that, of course, I believe in the Constitution. Don't get me wrong. I believe in the Constitution of the United States of America with all my fiber. But I also believe in common sense. So why are we giving bonds so low for people who've been there, who are on bond already, that they allow them? I think it'll be $1 million bond if you own parole or you own something and you own bond and you commit another crime. You should not be walking the streets of Montgomery. Okay, I'm just saying. So other day I went looking for the judges in Montgomery. Let's see who they are. And I knew some of them. Some of them never had an opportunity to meet because I don't really want to meet someone after this show. Anyway, before we get back to that, the Montgomery MLK Parade has been rescheduled for February 17th, which is this coming Monday, starting at 10 o'clock a.m. Now, to register for the parade, there is no charge, okay? No registration fee, okay? Let me get this call right here right quick. Good afternoon. What was that? But if you're not charging them much, you're not making much. But now, you don't lose your bond unless they don't show up right. Who gets to keep the money? Okay. So why not give them $1 million bail? Hmm. Well, it gets tiresome seeing the same people that get out and do something else. I mean, you would think they'd be quiet as a church mouse. I've seen that happen before. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Hey, appreciate it. I mean, I hope it's not that's not what it's all about. But again, the Montgomery MLK Day Parade has been rescheduled for February the 17th, which is this coming Monday. I think this coming Monday is also President's Day. To register, please go MLK Day, one word, MLKday.com, or contact Twyla Webster at 334-538-7318, or QB Ray Hayes. Everybody knows QB. Cuban's like the assistant mayor of the city. 334-462-1363. Okay, 334-462-1363. That's for the MLK Day Parade. And again, it's been rescheduled for this coming Monday, the 17th day of February. All right then. So I want to find out who are the judges in Montgomery County. Okay. And these are the names I come up with. Now I don't know exactly which section they're in. I just know these people are in the 15th Judicial Circuit. Okay, which is let me see now. Pamela Higgins, Tiffany B. McCord is also in the 15th district. I don't know what their record are and all that stuff, but these are the judges. Somebody's got to make it. Somebody's got to explain to us. Samaria Dunson is another one. All these women. Are there no men that are judges in this place? Okay. Can we not get a man judge anymore? Pamela Higgins. Here, this is the problem right here. We got did I take Tiffany McCord? Yeah, I think Tiffany McCord. Let's see. Yes, Mary Dunton. Yeah, so we got, and I don't have them all. I know Hardwick is still down there. Uh, yeah, I don't have them all right here. I thought I printed them all, but obviously I did not. But I know there's more. I know there's more than these. I know Hardwick's down there. A couple other women, but a lot of women down there. Man, they're too easy. They're too easy on the crooks. Is what they're doing down there. I mean, a man that is on bail, on bond, should not be walking the streets in less than 48 hours after they get picked up for something else. That makes no logical sense whatsoever. So I'm asking, and I don't know where our legislature. Can anybody call here and name all of our local legislative body in the House of Representatives and State Senate? State Senate is easy. That is Mr. Barfoot and Mr. Hatcher. That's easy one. But how about the other one? We have Mr. Reed Ingram. Let's see if I get it. Reed Ingram. We have uh, McClammy, Penny McClammy. We got Trishina Morris. We got Mr. Insler. Okay, that's four. Are all those are they the ones is that all we got? Well, anyway, you know why we can't remember who they are? Because we never really hear from them. Okay, that's why we can't remember who they are. Anybody remember Alvin Holmes? Of course, because Alvin Holmes was always someplace raising Cain with something about going on. And Alvin told me something. I used to say, Alvin, y'all don't really do anything. Y'all don't get anything passed. He said, well, sometimes. He said, sometimes it ain't about getting things passed. It's about stopping things from being passed. I couldn't argue with that. Good afternoon. I understand. I know what bail is. Yeah, of course I do. Now I never go for cashless bail. He puts up 10%. He puts up 10%. Oh, you put okay. Well, I've never been there. Okay. But the higher the bail, the more the bond money they can make. So, so the people who support back the bond, the bail. Well, yeah, the bonds when he make money. So why don't? But so if you got so if you got $100,000, okay. So if you have $100,000 bail, which means that you've got to put up $10,000, I assume, to the bondsman. I think it's 10%. I think it's, right. And so, mhm. Well, I don't think that's the plan, but it may be what it in it. Yeah, yeah, it may be what's going on. And well, the police don't have anything to do with bond or bail.
They arrest you, and they're crooked. You've been saying all this. I hear the callers calling in that the police are doing black dirty. I mean, and they're black. The police are black. They're the ones doing this. Driving while black. You know that.
Well, now there have been cases of DWB. Yeah, yeah, there have been cases. Yeah, yeah. Well, there's some truth to that, but we don't want to go. Well, that's what. Well, I haven't heard of anybody say that. Uh, I can't remember. Oh, that was yeah, 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 yeah. Mm, mm. I think that was Johnny Hardwick's son who was involved in that. Yes. Mm, mm. Yeah, I don't know. Got to take a break. We'll be back right after these messages. You can call us at 398 or you can text me 334-241-9998. We'll be back.
And accomplishments of Black History makers. This highlight is brought to you by Renaissance Bank. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
Mm-mm. back. Hope everybody's doing okay out there today. Hope everybody's doing all. Wait, oh, hold on. What about that?
She was an African-American mathematician and aerospace engineer. She started as a head student. She then became NASA's first black female engineer. After 34 years at NASA, Jackson had earned the most senior engineer career. She then accepted a promotion to become a manager of both the Federal Women's Program and of the Affirmative Action Program. In this role, she worked to influence both the hiring and promotion of women in NASA's science, engineering, and mathematics careers. Jackson, along with mathematicians Katherine Johnson and Dorothy Vaughan, were profiled in the book and movie Hidden Figures.
Since 1976, February has been marked as Black History Month. For the entire month, we will highlight accomplishments of Black history makers. This highlight is brought to you by Renaissance Bank. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
Why pay more than you need for name brand food items? All you need to do is shop Food Outlet, Prattville, Millbrook, and the Eastbrook Shopping Center, Montgomery. At Food Outlet, everything is at cost plus 10%. The price you see is what it costs them. They add 10% of the register to pay the cost of keeping doors open. Food Outlet is locally owned, dedicated to giving you more brand names without taking such a chunk of your paycheck. Listen to these specials good through February 18th. USDA chicken tenders, $2.78 a pound. Get USDA quarter loin pork chops family pack, $1.84 a pound. Mrs. Paul's fish sticks of a 24.6 ounce box, $4.97 each. A 24 pack of Dasani water, only $4.99. Russet potatoes in the 8-pound bag, get 2 for $7. Totino's pizza rolls in the 100 count box, $8.95. Get Coke in the half-liter bottles of 6-pack for only $3.33. At Food Outlet, you'll find the freshest produce and vegetables. You get the lowest prices on top quality meats anywhere around. Food Outlet, 720 East Main and Prattville, in Millbrook at 3543 Highway 14, and the Eastbrook Shopping Center in Montgomery.
Storms are now long gone, but could we have another opportunity for severe weather this weekend? Between now and then, I think it is a quiet but breezy Thursday with some sunshine returning, taking us into the seasonable 60s. Overnight tonight, some upper 30s will be chilly compared to where we've been as of late, but are very seasonable for the middle of February. Highs on Valentine's Day with mostly sunny conditions are in the mid-60s, but showers and storms could ramp up as we head late into your Saturday evening and overnight.
Decisions with Kevin Elkins on Praise 96.5 FM, WMGY.
And it don't get any better than this. Anyway, good afternoon, everybody. Also want to tell you about one of our brand new sponsors of this show, because the man has impeccable taste. And of course, that would be Veterans Wellness Center. Veterans Wellness Center, located at 5911 Monticello Drive, which is over there across from Sam's on the other side of the bypass. If you have a need for their services, they specialize in chronic pain. So if you are suffering from chronic pain and you've been suffering for a long time, I want you to pick up the phone, 676, okay, 676. Again, they're located at the at 5911 Monticello Drive. I'm trying to get that phone number again there. Okay, so that number again is 676-2797. 676-2797. So whether you have arthritis, whether you have a back pain, or you have a leg pain, or whatever pain, and you've been having it for a long time, if you are tired of that pain, he employs a different system rather than filling you with a bunch of pills and things of that nature. They use a system over there, and I've seen it work. I've seen people come in with canes and walkers and walk out, at least initially, without that stuff. So you may want to, and if you're a veteran, of course, you did a lot of walking, especially if you was a jumper like me. You did a lot of walking, carrying heavy things on your back, and rucksacks and parachutes and guns and M60s and all that kind of stuff. You did a lot of that stuff, or Prick 77 or radio. You may have been an RTO or something like that. You carry stuff on, and sometimes you got a hair to carry your buddy. So those things, over the years will mess you up. They'll mess you up. So you want to go to Veterans Wellness Center, 5911 Monticello Drive. I'm telling you, you'll be glad you did, and you get a free appointment. Okay, and that number again is 676-2797. 676-2797. One more time. Put this in your phone. If you don't need it now, if you get some age on you, you will. 334-676-2797. That is Veterans Wellness Center, located on 5911 Monticello Drive, right across the street from the old Sam's and all that stuff across the street. Well, it's not an old Sam's. I think it's a Sam's still now, whatever it is. So anyway, so David Graham is the proprietor of that organization. I'm telling you, if you wake up every morning with a pain someplace and a new one sometimes, you might want to go see him. Okay, and you don't want to take all these pills because sometimes Big Pharma, I love Big Pharma, they're cool with me, but the problem is that at some point, they kind of, those pills wear out. Okay, and they don't have the effectiveness that they used to have. So again, call Veterans Wellness Center. Now it says Veterans Wellness Center, but it's not just for veterans. It's for everybody inside of my voice that lives in Montgomery. And that number again is 334-676-2797. One more time. I really want you to go see him. Okay, 334-676-2797. Don't suffer with the pain if you don't have to. Okay, and don't sit there and be big and listen, we are not young like we used to be. You can't shake it off anymore. Okay, pain means there's something wrong. Okay, and you don't want to mask the pain. You don't want to mask it. You want to fix it. Okay, because masking it, that's what medicine does. That a pill does. It doesn't fix the problem. It really makes you forget about the problem. But sooner or later, like an old friend, it'll show back up. Again, that number one more time, just one more time. I got to get this number to you, so you can get out there. Again, 334-676-2797. Veterans Wellness Center. It says veterans, but if you're not a veteran, you can still get in to see them, and they take all types of insurance. Okay, so I'm just saying you might want to give. Ask for David Graham or the Mrs. Graham. Somebody will answer the phone for you and help you out. Okay, and I'm telling you, I'm beginning to get the pains in my knees now too. So that's the way it goes. But I'm going over there and see them too. All right. It is 4:58 in the afternoon here on Praise 96.5 WMGY, one of Montgomery's oldest radio stations. WMGY. If it is not the oldest, it's one of the oldest. And again, one more time, so you guys will remember this: the Montgomery MLK Day Parade has been rescheduled for February the 17th, 2025, starting at 10 o'clock a.m. And to register, please go to mlkday.com or contact Twyla Webster at 334-538-7318 or QB Ray Hayes 334-462-1363. Okay, so you can't say you didn't hear about it now because I put it out about like 40 times. So you guys get in that parade, and I think the weather should be breaking by then. Should be a little warmer. So Monday, I think the weather forecast is not for rain or anything like that. Okay, so I think we're gonna be all right. Okay, we're gonna be all right. So anyway, I guess I gotta go now because that's what we do. We go. So we'll be back. Uno momento. Okay. So hang loose. This is WMGY 96.5, Montgomery, Alabama.
We want to thank you for listening to AM 800 and FM 96.5, W243CS and WMGY Montgomery. We are a little engine broadcasting station. This is Praise 96.5 FM, WMGY.
Storms are now long gone, but could we have another opportunity for severe weather this weekend? Between now and then, I think it is a quiet but breezy Thursday with some sunshine returning, taking us into the seasonable 60s. Overnight tonight, some upper 30s will be chilly compared to where we've been as of late, but are very seasonable for the middle of February. Highs on Valentine's Day with mostly sunny conditions are in the mid-60s, with showers and storms could pop up as we head late into Saturday.
I'm gonna be about 10 minutes late. I have to take care of something with my daughter.
Okay. On Praise 96.5 FM, WMGY.
First, I'm about to take you back down to the country from where I'm from. I'm about to sing a little song I used to hear when I was just a little.
Hello, everybody.
Come on, put your hands together and get back to the church. I love to praise Him. I love to praise Him.
Okay. His name. Oh, yeah. All righty, then. We are back. Okay. Now, remember yesterday I asked the question, do we have to teach our children differently than other groups of people? Well, I don't know if we got a consensus. I got a lot of consensuses online that no, treat like everybody else. Well, today I went over to the school. I picked Z up and take him to his army training. Went over to pick him up, and I'm telling you, we almost had to have the whole police department over there. And it's not just the kids, grown people. No one. I'm like who Bill Colby said. Bill Colby said one time, well, I saw the kids and I wondered about the kids, but then I saw the parents and then I knew the answer to the kids. I mean, what I saw up there today is absolutely incredulous. Parents who are not disciplined enough to do what the police tell them to do. I ain't going nowhere. And your kids are sitting there watching you. I mean, do we really? Is there something in the chicken? I'm telling you, it's got to be something in the chicken, because that's the only thing we all need as black people. That must be the problem. I mean, cussing out the police in front of kids, using all kind of foul language, and just, my Lord. And of course, all kids don't do that, and all parents don't do that. But they don't make the news. The people who make the news are the ones that are crazy a little bit, okay? I mean, what is going on? Other day, we suspended the preacher, the teacher, the principal of the school. I don't know what that's all about. I heard some things, that I'm not at liberty to say at the moment, but as soon as I verify these things, I will let you guys know. But what happened to parenting? I mean, honest to goodness, what happened to it? I mean, they're cussing people out, coming to school with pajamas on. I mean, these are parents. This is not the kids. I've seen kids come to school with pajamas on too, which I don't really care one way or the other. But it is not the correct decorum for school. No wonder our kids act weird. Our parents act weird. Okay, our parents some of these young parents, and I ain't talking about young. This woman these people had to be anywhere from 35 to 45 years old. I mean, isn't that kind of grown? 35 to 45. Isn't that kind of grown? Anyway, that's what I saw today at the school, and I'm just, and I knew that as soon as I heard that Mr. Lee over there got sent home for a couple of weeks or whatever, or for whatever time they had put it out there for, I knew there was going to be a different atmosphere in that school. And guess what? When I went over there today, there was a different atmosphere in the school. I mean, a big different atmosphere in the school. And that's what I'm telling you. That man was making a difference over there. And now it's like, okay, we getting prepared for jail. Okay, I mean, I just, man, I don't. So do it. Are our people that socially different that we can't understand? Please be quiet. You know, and then some reason, and for some reason, when we go outside, we got to scream and holler, so the whole town can hear us. Okay, we can't just talk to the guy in front of us. What you doing about you? What you Hey, what you do? I, y'all really hear the story? Not really. Talk to the guy that's in front of you. He's the one with the badge. I mean, she almost went to jail today because she couldn't shut up. I mean, give me a break, Jake. But anyway, so much for that. But that's one of the things. Those one of the things that's one of the things that my day was spent at the school today, trying to figure out what was going on up there. Um, so people argue whether or not they got rid of the principal. Um, um, why they sent him home? I'll find that out at some point. Friday we are going to have, at least for an hour, I think we're going to have Julie Beard. She'll be with us. Okay. Now here's a piece of a law that they're coming up with that I'm not in agreement with. State Senator Will Barfoot, a Republican from Montgomery, has filed a bill that would. Oh, I forgot to put this thing back up. There we go. Okay, I put it back on. Sorry about that. Filed a bill that would expand the list of people currently prohibited from possessing a firearm in Alabama to include anyone convicted of any felony offense. See, I take exception to that. Okay, because if you sell enough marijuana, that's a felony offense. But why in the world? So I'm just trying to figure what makes legislators think they can tell you you can't protect your life. Self-preservation is the laws of nature. So Alabama going to say, well, because you got picked up and put in jail for a felony selling marijuana, whatever the case may be, you no longer, okay, you no longer can protect yourself. That's crazy. Now, they do have guns out here now that you don't have to have a license for, and they call burner. And I'm trying to get them on the show as a sponsor because, okay, all right then. So if 20 years ago you were charged with a felony, you went to jail for a felony. So now it's 20 years to the present, and now you can't barfoot. Come on, now you can't protect yourself. I mean, what kind of nonsense is that? Anyway, the bill would prohibit a firearm by a person who has been charged committing a violent crime, a misdemeanor offense, or domestic violence. So if you are protecting yourself from a crazy woman that's hitting you, then all of a sudden now you're the one. You're the one now who's got to let them knock the heebie-jeebies out of you. Okay? Yeah, right. They just common sense is gone. Hey, good afternoon. Hello. Oh, there we go. Okay, I got you now. Go ahead. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Well, I can't blame them for that. I mean, you just want to kill your own folks, and that's fine. But don't come over here killing our folks. I mean, I understand that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think it'll be permitless either. I just that's. But they're not. Are they still? Are they still giving them? Are they still selling? Okay. Okay. Reciprocity. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Well, I don't want a guy because according to the law, according to state code, Alabama's standard sentence range for a Class B felony is 2 to 20 years in prison. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Okay, appreciate it. Yeah, well, I just got a problem with people wanting to stop you from protecting yourself because somebody then went downtown and got a warrant on you and said that he hit me. Now they don't have to have no proof; they just got to say he hit me, and life is over. Also, uh, Delta 8 would be as illegal as heroin. I don't know what Delta 8 is. I guess I don't hang out in the street too much, but evidently it's a drug and it'll be illegal as heroin and LSD. They still make LSD in Alabama under proposed law. And here's another one. After Ivy fired the Alabama Veterans Affairs Commissioner, lawmakers may give her control of that department. That's crazy. That's crazy. Veterans don't want the governor ahead who's never served one day in uniform, never went, probably never lived outside the state of Alabama, to run the veterans thing. That's why we all messed up now. Anyway, my guest is in the house right now. Pastor Willie Knight. You know, Thursday is the normal. Thursdays that get that. Something wrong with that chair?
No, I just didn't sit high enough.
Well, you need that talk.
Taller than you.
Okay. You know, that's Pastor Willie Knight. Well, I had one question I wanted to ask you all day long when I found out you was coming. And here's one question. Now, this is a theological conversation. For all you folks who don't want to ask the preacher nothing, y'all can ask this preacher to come on here tonight, okay? Because that's what we do on Thursday most of the time. But here's a question I wanted to ask you. Why do you believe what you believe? Why do you believe in God?
Well, number one, I have a relationship with God. I know there's a higher power.
And how do you know that?
I believe that. I know that. I mean, I know I didn't make myself.
I mean, I can believe I'm a chicken too, but I don't mean I lay eggs.
You are allowed to believe whatever you want
Yeah.
now, and you can even go out there in the back and sit and squat.
I mean, we got men who think they're girls. So you're right about that. but I need a more deeper answer than that. I mean, why do you believe? Why do you believe?
Everything comes from something, right?
I'll go along with that.
And the Bible said, you know, it talks about the creation of the earth, the heavens, the earth, and how things were put together. And you know, when you research for you, I don't want to say research for yourself, but research for yourself. You know, everybody.
But all of our research is based on somebody else's research.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Not biblical, not Bible.
But it is. We didn't write the Bible.
No, we didn't. It was written by 40 inspired writers.
Okay. And how many years ago was that?
Over 2,000 years ago.
Okay, exactly. So how do we know that
and
doing
notice
translation
something.
and transliteration that it happens?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go into
We-
the translation thing, but I'll put it like this right here.
Mhm.
Isn't it amazing what was written over 2,000 years ago is actually coming full circle now?
Well, now there are some things that's happening
Okay.
that was spoken about. Good afternoon.
Hey, sir, how you doing? According to the Bible, you're right, sir. Because he's not gonna leave his riches. Who? I'm not there. I can't tell you. If you ask me a question and you specify what you do, I've read. I If he repents, he can very well repent.
You don't have to repent for being wealthy.
It's not the wealth; it's the love of the money. Okay,
Oh, so it's not the wealth.
it's the love of the money. Anything that takes preference. If he received this wealth the wrong way and he repents before he died, absolutely. Yes, sir. I would say that too. Then Elon Musk will be in heaven. If he had made it right with his maker before he leaves, he's good as he's got a fair shot at heaven as the next man. Now let's look at that. Granted, the wealth doesn't create a blockage between them and God. And what I mean by that, if what you have calls you to love it more than God itself, then that will prevent you.
And that's
from
anything.
heaven. Yeah, anything.
Yeah.
First commandment: thou shalt have no other gods before me. Hold on. I put it like this right here, sir. If you love that money more than you love God, then you will not see the. You will
But it's not the money.
It's not the money. If you love that money, I don't know. I didn't hear the show when the person said what the man wasn't going, but I say this, you're not supposed to have nothing that you love more than God.
Okay. And I believe the scripture says for the love
Stop right there.
of money.
Don't tell me what you believe. Tell me what you read.
Yeah. Okay.
I believe that pigs can fly, but can they fly?
Okay.
Now it does say for the root of
For
the
the
love
love-
of money.
it's
the
the
root
love of
all
money.
evil. But it goes back to what I said. You love that more.
And
than
it
you
said
love
it
God.
is harder. It didn't say you couldn't get it. Rich man couldn't get it. It said it is harder for a rich man.
You didn't say you couldn't.
Right.
But most rich people are attached to what?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I've never been rich.
You done hung around enough with rich people.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Right.
All my friends got more money than I got.
Okay. Now, what is it hard for them to give up?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'll play along.
Good afternoon. That's you on the phone. Okay. I guess you ain't doing no more. When you guys call, I'll put you on hold for a second, and then I'll come right back to you. Okay. So evidently,
You do the phone guy.
well, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Let me try this one more time. Hello, you on there? Okay, that's it.
What are you doing?
Well, that's probably idiot calling me.
But no, let me just say this,
Mhm.
since you say that. It's whatever it is that you love more than God. And that can be a car,
Woman.
a house, a woman. Most of the time, it's that money. Most of the time.
But money, the Bible, Ecclesiastes also says money answers all things.
I mean, that's one
So-
thing. But if you love it more than
Yeah.
God in Himself, then you got a problem. That's anything, right?
Mm-hmm. I guess I got 100. Okay, see, I'm gonna have to get some.
You can give something to somebody.
No, these are just crazy people sometimes.
You can give something to somebody, Kevin.
No, I haven't. I don't even know. Good afternoon. Yeah. See, now he can make me not answer the phone at all. So, but
Like, well, you can talk a little bit.
yeah.
What you did to somebody?
Hello. Yes.
Ah,
Okay. Mhm.
good afternoon, sir. Right.
I would need it.
Mhm. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. That's right. To their money. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Can't get it. That's right. You know, well, that's right. You know what? Remember the story in the Bible, Kevin, where the man asked Christ. He said, "What must I do to be a follower of yours?" And Christ looks at him. He said, "I tell you what, this is a fairly rich man." He said, "Sell everything you have, give it to the poor, and follow me." Before Christ could turn around.
Well, so let me think about that.
That's how the story. So I said that to say this: some people are truly attached to their earthly possessions, including baptized believers. Listen at the conversation with us. When you talk about leaving. Now, I've done many funerals. I've got one to do this Friday, this Saturday. Just did one last Saturday. A young man passed away. But I've never seen a dead man take his house, his bank account, nor his cars to the graveyard.
Somebody else spending that money now.
Oh, it's gonna be spent before you even get to your funeral. They already gonna fight about it. It's gonna be divided, fought over, and taken, stolen, whatever the case may be. But we never think of, a believer knows I brought nothing in and I can take nothing out. We got people that can't accept the fact, and they're baptized believers, they're not taking nothing with them. So when you start looking, and the first thing we as believers think about is our wealth. So going back to the scripture that the caller was talking about, rich people are truly attached to their money. When you listen to their argument,
Some of them.
the bulk of them, the bulk
You
of them,
can't say that.
the bulk of them, yes, you can.
Well, just because he got it?
I'm not gonna say all, but the bulk of them do. But the bulk. Mhm. Mhm. You know what? I see this. We see the same thing over and over, the same behavior, the same actions. You might not be as closest to everyone that we say might be established, but if you look at it, from what I have gathered in my little time, people have a hard time.
Well, sure we do. I got a hard time giving up Coca-Cola. But that don't mean that I love it more than God.
Well, you don't even have a relationship with God, so you okay right
now. How you gonna tell me the relationship?
I'm a willing. Yeah, I don't think you do. I really don't.
Because I don't think like you?
No, because you don't think. Period. You question everything you're not supposed to.
The Bible said, "Let us reason together."
Okay,
which means He gave us a brain to think.
But so you want to sit down and you want Christ to email you. That's what you want.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I was over there today. It is my understanding that he's just been put on leave for a minute I'm in receipt of some more information that is serious. I don't know if it's got anything to do with him or not. That I'm not at liberty at the moment to release it on air. But if it is true, and I don't know if it's that school or if it's somebody at the Board of Education, but evidently there's been some financial finagling been going on. And again, I don't know which one is it, somebody at the board or somebody at the school. I don't know, but they keep inquiring to church mouse. Yeah.
Man, thank you for your call, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for
Yeah.
your call.
But you still didn't really answer my question. Why do you believe what you believe?
No, Kevin. Actually, I answered your question. You just don't like my answer.
No, I don't dislike or like your answer, but everybody says I believe this and I believe that. But why do we believe it?
I can't speak for you. I can only speak for me.
Yeah.
I just gave you my answer.
What's your answer?
I told you, you know, when you begin to look back at things, you know that everything came from something, right?
Right. I believe
that. And after being introduced, you know, being taught the Bible, and you start learning things for yourself, you start seeing things unfold for yourself. Now, Christ died that we may receive Him freely. It's nothing to be forced onto you, but it's something that you accept. And when you have a relationship with Christ, first of all, you know, it's beyond the grandma then prayed for me type things. I started seeing things for myself. And I developed a closer relationship with Christ for myself, which strengthened my faith and my belief.
Good afternoon. Get you. Right, in context, of course. Well, I tell you what. Tell me what it says. Tell me exactly what that scripture says. Well, the preachers do that every Sunday.
No, we don't.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
It does.
Wait a minute. It just said money answers all things.
But hold on. And then he said something too that you just said something a second ago, Kevin. I know exactly what you're saying, Colin. Kevin, you just said something a second ago, and that could have been that is the biggest lie ever told.
And I said what?
You just said that. You said that's right.
And again, in the right context.
What's the context you're using?
No. I'm not saying that money takes care of all your problems on earth.
It doesn't.
That's not what I'm saying. Well, what I am saying, those that happen to save a couple of dollars here and there, put some in the bank, can answer most of the problems that they have that are immediate problems with money. Like, let me give you an example. A couple weeks ago, my microwave went out. Bam! It started making all kind of noise. I thought there was something all in it. Guess what? 40 years ago, that microwave went out. I've been without one for a couple of months because I didn't have the money. But because I've been frugal with my little money, I was not desperate. I went down to Walmart and got me another one. Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna let you slide with that, Kevin. But I'm gonna say this right here to something that you just said, and I want to stop that lie right there, right where you said.
You call everything a lie.
I'm gonna call it for what it is. You said the preachers cherry pick all the time.
And y'all do.
Okay, before I even defend that, how many different churches have you been in?
About 45.
45?
Yeah.
And you mean to tell me all 45 cherry pick?
All of y'all cherry pick.
So are you telling me all 45
yes.
cherry?
Yes.
Okay, well I'm calling you a compulsive liar. You know why? Because you done came to our church,
right?
And I don't preach. I don't cherry pick. I preach the whole chapter. I might highlight 2 or 3 verses.
Which cherry picking?
No, it's not.
Yeah,
because before I sit down, I've explained the whole chapter.
Okay, you're making a point.
No. The point is, you said
cherry pick.
No, it's not. It's not cherry pick.
We just can't help it.
Because I don't want you to stand while I read the whole chapter. But here's the thing. I explained the entire chapter. And so by the time you sit down, by the time I'm done speaking and preaching, you understand that whole chapter. So what you just said is not true.
Uh-huh.
Because you've been to one of our services,
Uh-huh.
and if I preach a chapter, I might only highlight maybe 3 or 4 verses, but
Mhm.
trust and believe, I'm starting from the beginning
Mhm.
and I'm gonna go to the end,
I hear you.
and I'm gonna highlight the message with some
Let me ask
points.
something. Is tithing something that we still have to do?
Didn't we talk about that last time I came?
It's
You
tithing.
tithe every day, Kevin.
No. Biblically, are we to tithe right now?
You do it every day.
I didn't ask you that. I said biblically, are
Yes,
we?
sir. We're doing it right now.
No, but we're not.
But you know what? It's more than finances, and that's what you.
No,
That's what you're
we
looking
are
at.
not under the law of tithing anymore.
Well, listen, we're up under grace and mercy.
Exactly.
Here's the thing.
And giving.
You
You're supposed to
do
give
that
and not
every
tithing. Tithing is where y'all get more money out of
That's
pocket.
not doing another lie, Kevin. I'm gonna stop you.
Y'all do.
Because you know what?
Appreciate
No.
you.
Okay, you can get in the car walk, but let me get you because I don't want you walking away with the misunderstanding about tithes and offerings. You got 3 ways of giving. I told you that.
With time and money.
Time.
And,
Let's look at all of it, okay?
Yeah.
Because what you're not gonna do is holler about somebody.
But the
trying to
New
be rich.
Testament doesn't mention
Hold
tithing.
on, Kevin. Hold on. Let me just stop you with that lie first. I want to deal with the
Show
lie.
me. Hold
on, I'm going to teach you. Because clearly, wherever the 45 churches you've been going
Yeah,
to,
I've been 45.
you ain't learned nothing. So tithing is in 3 forms. And I want all your listeners to listen to
I
me
asked you, are we under the law
We're
of
still doing
tithing
it every
today?
day. If you are,
I didn't ask you that. In the Bible, are we under law of tithing in the New Testament?
You're doing it when you give unto others.
See, that's a preacher,
No,
rammer
it's not.
jammer right
No.
there.
What you're looking for, you want me to talk about or the 10%, 20%.
No. I'm asking you,
We
are
give
we
every day.
under the law of tithing in the New Testament?
Yes, sir, Kevin.
No, we're not. Show me where.
You show me where we're not.
Because it's not there.
Oh. So if we look at 2 Timothy where it says if you sow.
Reap what you sow.
No. Said you sow sparingly, you reap
sparingly. That's right.
What do you think that is?
That's giving.
Okay, and what is that?
Giving and tithing is 2 different things.
But what is that?
It's giving.
Helping, right?
Right.
Okay.
And it's ain't for the help.
Okay.
I don't know why y'all preachers are stuck on tithing. You won't say it's not biblical anymore.
Notice something. You said tithing, I never did. I said there's 3 forms. Oh, now you want to
Let me
take a break.
because you kind of full of it.
I'm full of it because I'm breaking down your ideology.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think you do.
You got to pick one church and stay there.
Okay. We'll be right back. Right after this. See, all these preachers want to keep you tithing so they can put pressure on a brother in church and go in his pocket more.
Kevin, I don't want you to go no deeper.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see. Of course, our numbers here are 398 8791.
I got you forgetting your number.
We'll be back.
We supposed to time. You do what you give from your heart. That's from your heart.
Black History Month.
What that?
For the entire month, we will highlight.
Y'all like throwing time. See, I always know when the preacher wants more money because when you go into the church on the board, you know what they got up there? When a man robbed God. We know when that's a sermon for the day.
Have I put that up?
Are done in a courteous, prompt, and efficient manner. Download the free app or visit them at Montgomery Probate Court, AL.gov.
This is Eden Shaw with today's Black History Highlight. Norma Merritt Stewart, architect. Stewart was born in 1926 in Harlem, New York, affectionately called the Rosa Parks of architecture. Stewart was a woman of first. She was the first Black woman to become a licensed architect in both New York and California, and to become a member of the American Institute of Architects and its first Black female fellow. Having been educated at Columbia University, she built her career on leading large commercial and civic projects like the Pacific Design Center in Los Angeles, the California Mart, San Bernardino City Hall, the Mall of America in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Embassy of the United States in Tokyo, and Terminal 1 Station at Los Angeles International Airport. In 1985, she co-founded her own firm, Siegels, Florette, and Diamond, the largest women-owned architecture firm at the time.
Since 1976, February has been marked as Black History Month. For the entire month, we will highlight accomplishments of Black history makers. This highlight is brought to you by Montgomery County Probate Judge J.C. Love, where they are committed to serving the residents of Montgomery County and ensuring that the services provided are done in a courteous, prompt, and efficient manner. Download the free app or visit them at Montgomery Probate Court, AL.gov.
Storms are now long gone, but we have another opportunity for severe weather this weekend.
be nice when you start dealing with those folks. I challenge you before you start, because you be having the people tell you skin you alive because you don't read. And this
Why
ain't
you say I don't read?
because if
I
you
read
do,
what I want to read.
if you did, you'll be able to better defend yourself. You're
I
on.
ain't trying to defend myself.
Yes, you are.
Go
Because
that.
if you're saying stuff like that,
You like what?
just even with Tiger, you got to know that what they do. They challenge your
No, they don't.
when you
I
get
ain't,
from
I ain't a preacher.
that, you are right.
Okay, I am not a preacher.
Yeah, man.
Let's go right to the phone and see who's there. Let me see now. Good afternoon. Hung up. Okay, well, when y'all call now, I'm gonna put you on hold. I won't say anything, but you'll be on hold until you hang up. Okay. Again, the numbers are 398-8791. Now let me go straight to the phone. Okay, forget that.
It's something you doing.
What do you mean? The phone that used to having all that traffic on it.
Interesting.
The
$1 million man, Kevin Elkins.
Okay, so they go. Again, 398-8791. Let me see if I can. Am I getting it not working?
It's working. Press it.
Hello, you on there? Oh, well,
What did he say?
why you say you trying to stay off there? Well, why? Why? Yeah, I don't have an off-the-air line unless you want to text me. What is my text number? 241-9998.
I thought you was giving up calls.
Yeah, I don't drink 10 a day no more.
Just 10 ounces.
Well, I just drink a little here, a little there. Let me see here now. Okay.
We were having a conversation earlier.
I don't want these people wait forever, but good afternoon. Okay, well, evidently,
There's something with that thing.
yeah, so I don't know what it is.
Yeah. So, we were having a conversation earlier before I even came on the air. It's your show. You take control. You want to go.
You're the guest.
Okay. Are you answering the phone?
I tried to, but if anybody's there. Good afternoon. Yes.
Yeah, not that you got that thing broken.
I ain't breaking. Go ahead. I hear you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right.
Exodus.
Right. Mm-hmm.
No. He can't.
We're bound by giving. Yes. Yes. Now, I'm glad you asked me. See, this is why I'm the smartest guy on the radio. I'm going to answer it.
It's just a yes or
This
no.
is why. And I'm going to explain it. I'm going to explain it to you. Now, there are certain things that are foundational in human existence and our relationship with God.
Okay, let's just get to the basics.
Wait,
He asked you a yes or no question.
Okay. Certain things that are foundational. There are certain things that have to do with our relationships between each other and God. And the basic things that those 10 commandments are. But tithing and giving, whatever, that are foundational in our relationship with each other. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh my.
I think the Bible gave us a bunch of common sense. We know what's foundational.
That word, you think. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
My God.
Because again,
Uh-huh.
because the New Testament. Now I'm not a theologist, but the New Testament is all about voluntarily believing in the Lord Jesus Christ as our Savior and giving. It ain't because tithes are laws. Giving is not.
My God.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Right. A bad play. That's right. I know that. Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to believe him. That's right. Mm-hmm. He's not.
Let me. No, wait a minute. Let me ask you a question. With God, wait a minute. Does God want us to give freely, or does He want another man to take from us to give to them?
Let's give freely.
Exactly.
But hold on.
Tithing.
Kevin, let me say this. He asked the question, but he doesn't like the answer. Let me tell you, tithing consists more than just what you bring to the church. Whatever I do for a neighbor is a form of tithing offering. If I give to a neighbor, we're supposed to give.
It's offering. It's a form of giving.
Listen. That's right.
Tithing means tenth.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's finances. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hey, listen, you're in town, but I got some. I appreciate you. There are some preachers in town who totally disagree with both of you.
Listen, you
But that's
me,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't add it. I'm just saying, giving is what the New Testament gave us the ability to do, and not mandate that you give money.
The best way to kill that argument is you grab those that are pocket shakers, and you get them on here, and you ask them. I mean, because if you ask me, I'm gonna always give you my perspective and how I do things. I can't speak for them.
I understand.
So
I think you're wrong.
I mean, Kevin, you are wrong. Wrong.
Okay.
With all capital letters, lowercase letters, in every font, every language known to mankind.
Got to take a break. We'll be right back. See, you may want to see when you come in church and you know the preacher want more money. You know they always put on the board, "Would a man rob God?"
You see that? No, I don't know about that.
Yeah, you put that on
What's on the church you go to? They got that up there.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. Our guest
What's
this
your
afternoon.
pastor name? What church you go to again?
I go to Morning View.
Okay, we need to get him on here.
Yeah,
Ask when he got that sign.
I think he'll agree with me.
What does he got a sign up there?
Oh no, he don't need one.
Okay.
Because we're willing to give.
Oh, okay.
We don't have to be browbeat into giving.
So he's not one of those guys.
No, you don't beat you upside the head with it.
I don't either.
I didn't say you did. We'll be back. Tithing beat you upside the head with it.
Who?
Tithing. It's a law.
Oh my.
I'm on church.
What's your pastor name?
I can't pray
I would love to speak with your pastor. How many? Can you hear?
No tears to cry. Even if I try, but still my soul refuses to die. One touch will change my life. Take me to the King.
I hadn't heard that song in so long.
My heart's torn in pieces. It's
I don't know what that
me at the throne. Leave me there alone to gaze upon your glory and sing to you the song.
Hey, Kevin, I got a couple people asking who's your pastor, Kevin.
Okay.
Everybody wants to know who's your pastor.
We're about.
Because I got the same question.
Let me call Sean up. See.
Yeah,
He's gonna be here. He's going to be here. The fourth.
I'm gonna come back because I want to ask some of these questions you asked me. I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna say, Mr. Sean, do you have a sign up in your church that said, "Will a man rob God"?
I didn't say he. I said, you know, when a preacher wants your money, because that's what they're going. That's what they're going to preach that day.
But that morning view is where you primarily go, right? Yeah. So how can you speak on a church you don't?
Because I've been to a lot of churches.
Been there. Okay, so what can you please name? No. I want you to name the church because I don't want these.
Well, I can't name them all.
So really, you can't prove what you're saying.
Hey, who's this? This
now
on the air.
I would like to know the church.
Pretty good. No, we don't.
They do.
Oh yeah. Which is the book of laws.
One of the books.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Although I do believe that a pastor, if he's doing his work, ought to be paid. I just think he ought to be paid.
No, you don't.
Well, I think the Bible said a good work is worthy of his hire.
Kevin, you don't believe that.
I do believe that.
No, you don't, because you just got through sitting here browbeating every.
No, I said tithing. They use the word tithing to browbeat us.
And you know what? I asked, can you name? And I think it's time we play a game called Call Them Out. No, about that. If you gonna say it, I would like for. I'm talking about in Montgomery. I don't want to talk about the internet. You say, I don't know about. I'm asking Kevin, the man that has been to 45 churches.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to tell me the name of the church that holds all these offerings. And I'm gonna go back and look them up online because everybody's online now.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see what it is you're talking about, or are you just pulling this out your tailpipe for conversation? Heard about it and seen it.
He's being intellectually dishonest
no,
right
not,
now.
Because I'm, you know what? Let me tell you. No. I'm asking a legitimate question for the simple fact.
Yeah.
No, he's not answering. Because he looped everybody.
Yeah.
I'm listening at you guys, but I'm asking the question. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but can you name a church that does that? Here, I want to know.
I'm not going to put nobody's business on the street.
Can you
right
write
now.
it down for me and I'll look it up?
I don't know all the churches, what they do now.
Just write down one. And that's how we'll fit. I want you to name one or write it down for me.
Yeah, I know he do. I know. Listen, he one of them pastors. He know what's going on.
I can't say that.
That's just
like, you know what? And that right there.
I really asked you what you thought about it.
No, and I answered it, but I'm asking you because you're speaking from experience.
And listen, I've got to go to my last break here, and we shall return uno momento.
I feel if you are making a blunt statement like that, you've got to be getting it from somewhere. So what church is having all these offerings for doing
I think it was a quiet but breezy Thursday.
No, doggone well, I ain't going to call them Negroes on radio.
Then maybe it might not even be. It was that you can't prove it.
Compared to where we've been as
I can all kinds of churches in this city, and they do use tithing to browbeat.
I've never said anyone where they done that.
Okay.
And maybe it's just the fact that I got a small circle.
Yeah, Praise 96.5 FM. WMGY.
And I don't run with nobody that do. That's why I'm asking.
I hear you.
I love you, Lord.
You got
ladies and gentlemen, I'm not gonna call I wouldn't dare call the preacher with crooked lips here. but I know he knows somebody who uses the word tithing to get more money from their congregation. I know he knows people that do that. You can't help it.
That's like saying, you know what? That's like saying I know that Kevin beats up on his wife, and there's absolutely no proof.
I'm still alive. She's Jamaican. She hurt me.
But I can't prove that you did. I can't prove you're not beating up on him.
Okay.
I can't prove you ain't dropped the Macho Man Randy Savage elbow on him. So I can't go out there and say, well, Kevin is whooping up on his wife.
Yeah, let me grab somebody else on the phone here.
Oh, there we go.
Good afternoon, you're on air.
But joy coming
in the morning. Amen. Okay then. All right then. We know that one. Anyway,
let me ask you something.
Preachers are like policemen. They stick together.
No, we don't.
Pretty much no matter. I mean, now you're a little different. I will say you're a little different. But the basic fundamental principles, you pretty much stick with them.
So, and that's all I know.
Yeah.
So, as far as if it's something that's not right, I'm not going to attach myself to it. But I will.
But you're not being intellectually honest.
No, I'm being extremely intellectually honest. I'm just not sitting here lying.
I want you to lie
to make a conversation. But I will say this:
mm-hmm.
I feel like we all need to get back to the basic fun of what we've been called to, and that's trying to pull those that don't know Christ closer to Christ,
right,
and stop all the small bickering that's going on. Within the denominations, within the churches. I really do believe, and this is just my thought.
Mm-hmm.
I know you got a call. I feel, and I'm crazy enough to believe this, if every church adopted the street that the church sits on, I believe we could reduce crime in this city tremendously. If every church would just adopt the street that they set on.
And it's 5:54 in the afternoon. Good morning. Good night. Whatever it is. Good evening. How you doing?
Good evening. Good evening.
I hear you. I hear you.
So what do you think about that, Kevin? If every church adopted the street that they set on, and I mean, you just totally just ministered and dedicated your time.
And you should know everybody lives on the street.
You should know everybody live on the street. Yeah. Familiarize yourself so where you're not a visitor, where you preach it or where you worship it. If every church adopted their street, I truly believe that crime would be reduced in the city. I truly believe it.
I will ask you one thing. Why is it that the Nation of Islam for their mosque and everything, they don't have the problems that traditional Christendom has. They don't have the problem that we have in our community. They don't, because people know they ain't gonna play.
I don't know. I mean, I know a couple of brothers that are Muslim,
Yeah.
and they deal with the same issues we deal with.
Well, I don't know nobody robbing them or anything like that.
We don't hear about it.
No, we sure don't.
You know, but it doesn't mean it's not happening.
Okay, well,
But
do more investigation.
Yeah, let's do some on that. But I still believe that every church adopted. You know, let's just remove ourselves away from everything that divides us, and let's start. You know,
Okay, let me ask you: Do you have a relationship with people of Islam? Muslim faith? Okay.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of
what?
Protestant churches don't have it.
I got Muslim friends. I got Hebrew Israelite friends. I've got friends that that are outside of the realm of being a Baptist. Because at the end of and I was just at a summit not too long ago with some brothers that were Hebrew Israelites, and even though we have different beliefs, one thing we do agree upon is that when it pertains to the drugs and the shootings in our community, that needs to stop. So
can we say that people in those communities that call themselves Christians may not be?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. I would say that because we're not supposed to be scared to go out and to try to appeal to the lost, which I feel like the church has lost its fire because we're busy fighting over stuff that is totally irrelevant, and we're losing what is relevant. I told somebody, I said, what we need to do is start doing what we're not doing and stop doing what we're doing. That will make a huge change in our community. If we will stop doing what we're doing and start doing what we're not doing, I believe we can make a change. We need to be unified. They need to see us coming together, working together to try to make a difference. If every church, my church sits on Ferguson Street, right there in Newtown, I try to make it my business that I know everybody that's on Ferguson Street for the most part. Not only there, but just in Newtown, period. We deal with the neighborhood association. I'm good friends with the president out there. Try to have a close relationship with her. Anything they need, we try to be there for them. Try to figure out what they're doing. We just try to make ourselves available as much as possible. And we work with the brother and sister churches out there to try to help we want to deal with that community the best way we can. And I just feel that if we go back to doing what we're not doing, which is the real missionary work, and stop doing what we're doing, which is arguing, fighting amongst each other, I truly believe that we can make a difference.
Okay. And with that, we got to take a break because it's all over right now. Hopefully it's not totally all over. But the show is. Our guest, again, for the last 45 minutes or so, is Pastor Willie Knight of North Montgomery Baptist Church.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And look, if they want to reach out to me, it's 334-543-5381 because I got a lot of positive feedback from the last time I was on the show. I enjoy all the questions, but let us focus more on things that bring us together and stop arguing about things that we disagree upon.
Absolutely, but we're not mandated to tithe in the New Testament.
Is that going to stop you from going out there trying to get that brother or sister that's strung out on drugs?
Well, I ain't going out to get them. I'm going to let you handle that.
But we need you.
But I'll get them a blanket.
You didn't smoke the joint before. You can get out
there. No, I
haven't.
Never have smoked any cigarettes.
Okay, good.
This right here. This is the only thing right here that I've been shot. Have you
ever chased women before?
Chase women?
Uh-huh. Then you need to get out there and talk to the whoremongers. There's something you can do.
You don't need that. We'll see y'all tomorrow. The good Lord says the same. I guess tomorrow will be Judy Beard, councilman for District Number 2.
Tell her I said hey when she gets here tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. You will be the perfect person to go out there and tell them stop running behind all the women.
I thought you had to have a tasted a woman before.
No.
Okay.
But you know what? If every